Okay, so we are not going to talk about the fact that I got tired of hearing everybody's updates about that show, This Is Us, and decided to download Hulu and start watching it. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about what an amazing show it is or how it is just rocking my world and I am just wow. Yeah. No, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about something a little bit more important right now, which is personal development. Now, I hope I'm not the only one, which I don't think I am, but does anyone else out there get completely emotionally detached when it comes to communicating? Whether it's in a job or whether it is with your spouse or whether it is with your family member or your friends. I don't know what it is about me or if it's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but I cannot stand tiptoeing or sugarcoating any of my words, and I don't want people to do that around me. Am I the only one out there that's like that? Because personally, I would rather somebody just come out and tell me what's on their mind. Don't worry about offending me. You're probably not going to offend me. I'm a pretty tough girl. You'll probably get under my skin, or you might frustrate me, or it might be annoying, but I just don't get offended really. I do sometimes, but it's very rare that I get offended. And you know what? I actually get offended more when people are not upfront and honest with me. Like if they hide things, if they don't tell me complete truths, if they're wishy washy, if for some reason they just can't seem to trust me enough to be completely honest. That's how I feel. I feel like when you're not completely honest with me, or whenever you hide things, or whenever you try to be nice about something and sugarcoat it, that's actually more frustrating, and it feels like you just don't trust me with the truth. So that's how I function. Still trying to convince my husband of that, that he can pretty much say anything to me, and I would rather him say something to me directly than pretending that everything's okay, or, just walking on eggshells or tiptoeing around me. Don't do that, because it's not going to hurt my feelings. I would rather you come out and say something. And I tell my bosses that all the time, if there's something that I'm doing wrong, if there's something that I could be doing better, don't let me continue to fall flat on my face or continue to fail. Please, for the goodness of all things, just tell me how it is. Tell me what you think. If I don't like what you have to say, I'll throw it out. If I like what you have to say, if I like some of what you have to say, I'll filter it and I will use what I think is necessary. But I don't think everybody's like that. And to be quite honest, you guys all see me on here, and who knows what opinions you all have of me, but you probably only see the highlight reel on Facebook unless you really know me. And I'm super thankful for the friends that have gotten to know me through the years, that kind of know when to avoid me or know when to brush it off, something that I say that might be too harsh or too upfront. Because it really does, it's not just me. I'm realizing that all of us are so different. If you take the 4-color personality test, which I actually recommend that you do, you'll start to get to know a little bit more about why and how you function. I have, you could take the test and find out your top 2 scores, and then read about the opposite personalities, and they are real. It's like sometimes I'm like, why isn't everybody like me? Because I do everything right, or even if I don't do anything, even if I don't do that thing right, I will take the criticism and I will do it right the second time. You know what I mean? Like, I have no shame in admitting when I'm wrong and correcting myself and redirecting myself. And so it's just a matter of somebody actually coming up to me and telling me, hey, you offended me. Hey, you shouldn't say things like this. Hey, you really, should do this better, or this is going to save you some time doing it this way, or whatever. I would rather somebody come up to me and tell me that, right? Well, not everybody's like that. And I'm learning that very quickly. I've been in sales all my life, but it's never really affected me as much as it does now. And I think it's because I'm actually working with people in their daily lives now. I have such high expectations of myself, and I think I put those on other people. And God is really showing me that, number one, I can't put expectations on other people that I have of myself, because not everybody's walking my same path. But at the same time, not everybody has my same personality, my same thoughts, my same expectations. I feel like it is really time for me to do some serious personal development, understanding the other color personalities. So if you guys Google the 4-color personality test, you'll be able to take the test and find out exactly who you are. I am a total red, and I think my second one is green. And I really need to learn how to work with yellows and blues. And you know what? It's not actually like the superficial relationships, not, I shouldn't say superficial, but the ones that are not as deep or intimate, as far as like, the ones that I talk to on a daily basis, those are deep, those are intimate, those are a little bit more connected. The people that I talk to just randomly, maybe on the street or every once in a while, those are a lot easier to be able to just kind of stay, a little bit on the fence and not necessarily go for the gold and tell them everything how I feel. But for the most part, if you have had any interaction with me, then you probably know that I'm kind of tough and direct, and I really hope that I haven't offended some of you. But if I have, please tell me so that I know, because I am the kind of person that really just wants to know if I offended you, if there's something that I said that was wrong. I love it when people call me out. Honestly, I love it when people call me out, maybe not publicly, but at the same time, I really don't care, because I know who I am and nothing really embarrasses me, unless it's not true, and then that would be horrible. But I want people to call me out. I want people to kind of come to me and say, hey, look, this is what you're doing and this isn't right. And then, so that I can process that and I can change that if that's something that I feel like I need to change. But anyway, so that's my lesson for today. My lesson for today really is understanding that I can't just have the same expectations of everyone else that I have of myself. And number two, that being understanding and understanding others instead of always having to be understood and force my opinions and my thoughts on everyone else is definitely a challenge for me. And I encourage all of you to take that 4-color personality test. And if you want to post it in the comments and tell me what you are, that would be awesome. We can swap stories and I can learn how to communicate better with you. So anyway, I hope that speaks to somebody. And my gosh, this is going to be a longer journey for me. This personal development is definitely something I need to work on a lot this year, because I'm so used to just being this direct person, and not everybody needs that, Other people need to be talked to a little bit differently. So anyway, thanks for listening, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.